Hi, wanted to show you the power system that I have on this ultimate bug out location. So I want to show you my solar array and share with why I did what I did on this. So what you're looking at is a funky shed. It's a shed that was constructed to support solar panels, and I got to thinking, why would I want to waste the real estate on just standard solar panel frames and not be able to use that square footage? And the other thing is, we live in a really cold climate. So by having a shed with the solar panels on it, I can build a super insulated room inside of the shed, and that's where I could store all my batteries. So I'm pretty much done on this. I have a few things I need to do. So let me just show you what this thing looks like on the inside, get a feel for it. So to keep it on the cheap, I built it out of coal wood. So it was really inexpensive. I just sorted through the coal wood. Coal you could buy at any hardware, most lumber yards, a lot of like Lowe's. You can go to Lowe's. I bought this at First Choice or Builder's Choice, formerly BMC West. And when you go with coal wood, you're paying about 10% of the new price. So it's really cheap. What I did back here in this particular location, so and this isn't a ritzy installation. So but it's functional. And how it was set up is this little room here. It's this tiny itty bitty room. I have my battery set up down there. And what we did on this, or how this was constructed, there's about 4 inches of insulation in this little tiny room all the way around, except for this door, which is just 3 inches here. So I just my son actually helped with that. One of my sons. But all 6 sides of this little room are insulated. So I throw down some dry pour concrete down on the bottom, and have insulation under that, and it's all sealed. And what that does, the resistance from the inverters and the batteries, it keeps it warm all winter. So it keeps it pretty warm. That way your batteries don't have problems. But so the rest of the shed, it's a pretty long shed, like 33 feet long. And what that does, it allows me to store stuff. So over here I have a bunch of pellets for bulk heat in the wintertime. But so it was a very inexpensive build. Didn't cost much to create this. I haven't finished the corner trim. Trim's kind of expensive. I'm waiting to find go ahead and bend some tin that I have, and have some matching trim for this structure to meet the house. Now, but going 200 square feet, didn't need a permit. I don't have a foundation. One thing I did do is I drove in T-posts, and I could show them to you on the inside, but I'll just explain it. And then I just drilled through the T-posts, and that's what I held the foundation down with. The benefit of that is I don't have to worry about intricate foundations to tie things together. But I was a little worried about its sketchiness because I have a lot of wind here. So that's why I put these gussets here. These are 3 2x4s per side, 11-foot separation. And the reason I did that is I'll build a chicken coop here. And I think it'll blend in pretty good and look nice when it's all said and done. So it doesn't have to look too funky, when it's all done. I threw a piece of polycarbonate over here for a window. Saved me a little bit of money in terms of glass, and it seemed to work pretty good. It gives you a viewport so I could see the chickens running around there in the wintertime. As far as installation, I went on the cheap. So I had some slick ideas. What I did here is I went ahead and used this 14 gauge square tubing, 19-foot sticks, retail for $60 a piece. And I used these standing seam adapters that I bought off of Amazon. I think they were $12 a pop, and they seem to work pretty good. And then I just used these little L brackets here. So you can see these tiny L brackets that I screwed in to hold the panels in place. By doing that, I was able to get a fairly reasonable price for this installation. So there's 15 panels, 350 watts a piece. Panels were about 50 cents a watt, so fairly inexpensive. So the whole thing ran me, not very much money at all. The inverters were the 3,000 watt Growatts, 2 of them. So that there's 2 legs. Gives you 6,000 watts total for your house. So The thing I like too about the Growatts is they have excursions that are pretty high, so you have your startup current available. Steady state's 3,000 watts a pop, but you can definitely go up quite a bit more if you had to start up a pump motor or something like that. Seems to work pretty good. I just need to, like I said, get the trim up. Um, but all the standing seam was the same material I used on the house over here, so they match. And I think that it looks pretty good when all said and done. I think it'll look pretty sharp because, you know, both sides will match pretty good. Anyway, I just wanted to show you my my power system. I think it's pretty slick, and I think it'll work pretty good. I haven't had any problems. I installed that. Built the shed a couple years ago, installed the panels this winter. Been through a lot of windstorms, haven't had any problems, so I think she'll work pretty good for me. Anyway, hey, you have a good day. Thank you for watching.